Why do four people come together to make a record?
I think what we have done in a way is bridge the whole gap of brought forward ancient wisdom in the contemporary context.
I'm Matt.
G'day, I'm Alex.
I'm Tenzin Choegyal, and I'm super happy to be on Snowflower.
You are Snowflower.
We decided we needed to make a record together. We came to the beautiful home of Matt at Rainbow Valley with Rohin and spent a week, I guess, constructing what is now going to be known as Snowflower.
Come here. Come here. Good boy. Sit. Sit down. Come here.
You brought us all together. I mean, I have never played with Matt, and I've played with you.
We've done a few things, but not like this.
Not like this.
I still remember seeing you sing and just watching the amount of power that you had and the fact that when you use your power, your whole body from your feet to your head would like shake. It's almost like your body couldn't contain the amount of force coming out of your throat.
Yeah.
It was so incredible. I can still picture it to this day.
There was this overarching concept that at least I had. I don't know whether we followed it or not, but it was sort of like a day in the life of meditation.
Yeah.
So like, how do you either just turn on a record and listen to it in its entirety, this one's about an hour, or how do you pace it out throughout the day? So we had these tentative names for songs like Cup of Tea, Lunch, that they're not named that anymore, but they were sort of built around a morning meditation or a morning sort of listening song.
Meditation is not about, I guess, setting a time aside and then for that duration you meditate and then the rest of the day you don't meditate. It's more about being aware of where you are and being aware of where your mind is. And that awareness is, for me, best during when I'm making music. We're coming up with really beautiful tunes. When I came to Australia, I got to perform for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And then as a Tibetan offering, when he heard me sing and play the Drungan metal, we have this tradition of offering a white scarf. So he offered one white scarf for me after the song, and then one for metal. And so the white scarf kind of stayed on metal and then started collecting things on it. Like little trinkets from friends. So so whenever I'm on stage now, I see that like friends on, whenever I'm playing the metal, I've got friends like doing little dangly things, trinkets.
A major part of this record, the 432 hertz, having that as our sort of median frequency rather than 444, a synthesizer was an easy thing to tune as a median 432.
My original instinct was, we should definitely do this in 432, and then I was worried that your flutes and things wouldn't actually be in 432, and they were, which I thought was kind of hilarious, but made sense. When we did Passage, it's now called Passage, which was originally called Lunch.
Lunch,
I prefer Lunch. But I remember you did the mantras, and then you triple, quadruple tracked them, and you'd probably sang them straight for It was quite a while. It would have been
Yeah.
almost 2 minutes straight of
Yeah.
you breathing in and out and singing them and then going over it,
Yeah.
over and over, overdubbing. I was just going like, oh, if this is going to be 10 minutes long, subtly, how does the synth have to evolve over this amount of time for it to feel like it's ebbing and flowing through the course of that period?
There's a patience with the music. There's a real patience with the creation of the music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the mantra that we talk about, you know, the mantra. Mantra actually means, it's a Sanskrit word, mantra. It's, man means the mind, tra is being free of. So to be free of the mind, the way the mantra is done, it's very repetitive, and it's depending on the syllable in particular mantra. The one that we did in the passage is a mantra of the green Tara, which is like Om Je Tsoe Ma Pam Tam La Cha Tse Lo Chandra Matar Pa Mo Tu Tara Ju Tsoe Ma Tur Den Tam Te Ma So Ag Jal Rab Du Om Je Tsoe Ma Pam Tam La Cha Tse Lo Chandra Matar Pa Mo Tu Tara Ju Tsoe Ma Tur Den Tam. Like it repeats.
How many syllables? 21?
I think it's a homage to the 21 Taras.
Yeah.
It's a female Buddha, and asking her to come to protect you from the fears that you create in your own mind.
Yeah.
You know? So we are very good at doing that
Yeah.
as a human being.
Next one I wanted to sort of touch on was Be the Mountain.
I think the concept of Be the Mountain, it's actually yourself. We
Yeah.
were talking about kind of meditation, but Be the Mountain is like take the mountain, practice without any movement or change. If you are happy practicing with the mountain, the trees, the bushes, the creeks, the flowers, anything that is on the mountain, the windy curves and all, are the mountain's magical creation. So be the mountain itself. Strong and without any movement or change. And then there's all these thoughts that are moving on this mountain. And then there's amazing range of beings and trees and
Life,
all this,
yeah.
the life that is there.
Yeah.
It's like all the thoughts.
Yeah.
And the mind itself is the mountain.
Yeah.
So let the thoughts arise and then dissolve into itself. When the thoughts arises, have fun with it. You know, sometimes when you say meditate, people become so serious.
Yeah.
So instead, you know, like, let's have fun with it. I really love the way you kind of created the sound in the mountain.
We pitch shifted it, right?
Tormented his voice.
And it sounded like a mountain saying it.
One more song I want to talk about is obviously the title track of the album, which is Snowflower, which funnily enough was almost an afterthought in making the record. I'm pretty sure Rohin and I were kind of packing up, ready to go.
Yeah.
And you and Matt like went back into the studio and we were like, do one more.
No, Tenzin walked in, and I was just cleaning up a session, and Tenzin walks in, he's like, I think I have one more song.
Yeah.
And you just walked over to where the mics were in the other room, and I had never turned on the gear that quick. I was like, oh my God, quick, turning everything on. I was like, got the session up, and then as soon as you sat down, the mic started recording, and that's the jingle of the bells on the drunken.
Yeah.
And then I was like, just checking, I was like, oh my God, I just got that on in time. And that take was, you did it once.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it, that's the last song, perfect. You don't even have to do it again. And you're like, yeah, that felt pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I threw a bunch of harmonies on it. And
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece. I like it.
yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful
And it kind of
song.
encapsulated the whole record, which is funny that not that anything on the record was particularly like thought out and constructed, it was very much felt.
But also, aren't all snowflakes completely unique, right?
Yeah,
And
it's all
it's
different.
this one moment in time where this completely unique one-off thing happens and then dissipates?
I think the way we created it in its own way, it is kind of like a snowflake. But it's like the concept of Snowflower, it's like, as you said, each flake has its own uniqueness and it's all different from each other. So but at the same time, when I like the visualization of all these flakes falling down like a snowflower, like flowers falling from the sky, but with a uniqueness. And then when you put your hand, one falls in the palm, it just dissolves and it's not there anymore.
All right, everyone, now go and listen to this fucking record.
Do we have to do the outro?
That was the outro.